almost set up in time. Almost. Hi. Why don't you have a seat over there? Tell me why you're here today. Well, okay. I'll tell you why. Welcome to Wonder After Dark, by the way. Were you trying to have sex with Minecraft? Well, I'm glad you asked. You see, To Catch a Predator is an American reality television series in the news magazine program Dateline NBC. Y'all ever heard of Ember Inferno? No, I have not. Anyway, back in character. Now I need to stay in character for this. I know I just broke character, but back in character. Did you watch episodes before this? I watched one episode. Don't ask me which one, I just randomly picked one. I just randomly picked an episode and went from there. Anyway, back in character. It's great, ain't it? Yes. I'll be right back. Lauren? I don't know. Anyway, I guess I'll just go ahead and wait. So much for keeping up the bit. Oops. I guess that's what I get for actually trying to. This is not a scripted show, but I guess that's what I get for trying to actually stage a bit on this show for once. But I'll wait for him. Oh, my buddy Susie's big into To Catch a Predator. She has a bunch of phone calls with them, and Lorne set her the hat he had in when Chris busted him. Okay, age 2. Anyway. Okay, back to what I was saying. To Catch a Predator is an American reality television series in the television news magazine program Dateline NBC, featuring confrontations of host Chris Hansen, partly filmed with a hidden camera, with adult men arriving at a sting house to have sex with a person who is not legal. I'm clarifying because this is YouTube, and you know how they are with certain words. They're very trigger happy. Anyway, and typically being arrested as a result. The people who are not legal are adults impersonating persons of a generally young age in Minecraft, correct. In online chats, generally of the teenage variety. Anyway, the program was presented by Chris Hansen and ran online chats in Minecraft, also correct. Anyway, the program was presented by Chris Hansen. Chris Hansen is sexy. Well, I can't argue. Anyway, the program was presented by Chris Hansen and ran for 1 season with a total of 20 episodes. Although it feels like it's been on the air way longer than that. Feels like there is way more than just one. Wait, that's it? That's exactly what I was thinking in preparation for this. I was like, wait, just 1 season? And then I was like, wait, just 20? I mean, he's had other... I mean, I guess that's probably why I was thinking it was longer, honestly. Maybe that's why I was thinking it was longer, was because he's had other shows, but I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, just 1 season and 20 episodes. Anyway, it aired. Episodes were between four, or not between, but anyway, episodes were about 44 minutes in length, and aired on NBC. Oh, also, I have a lot to say about Hansen. Oh, well, wait till it started as a bit, yeah. Anyway. The program premiered on November 11th, 2004, and ran until December 28th, 2007. Anyway, the series premiered in November 2004. It followed 12 undercover sting operations as they were conducted. I cannot read, and I'm tired. Anyway, as they were conducted across the United States with the watchdog group Perverted Justice. I'm sorry, but the name Perverted Justice. Jesse has a seat right over there. Oh, yes, I do, which makes tonight extra ironic. Anyway, what I was saying. Alright, but perverted justice for... Stop. Anyway, following the third investigation, law enforcement and other officials became involved, leading to the arrest of most individuals caught. Upon its airing, the series received mixed reactions for its sordid tone and the ethical and legal concerns raised over the nature of sting operations it depicted, in particular potential violations of entrapment laws, and I just explained how it was mixed. Now, you said, how is it mixed? I just explained it because of concerns over the nature of sting operations it depicted, particularly the potential violations of entrapment laws. None of which ethical and legal concerns feels like they're showing too much sympathy for filth. Yep, anyway. What I was saying. Anyway. The show was canceled in 2008 following the suicide of Rockwell County, Texas Assistant District Attorney Bill Conrad, as police attempted to serve him with a search warrant after he had been caught talking to and exchanging pictures with a perverted justice volunteer posing as a young person boy. This is YouTube. They're very trigger happy if you bring certain ages into the picture. Chris one time stiffed a bunch of investigators, Patreon type stuff, and then stiffed the printer for merch at the same time. Didn't know that. So they canceled it because a pedo committed suicide. By the looks of it, yes. By the looks of it, that's why it was shit canned. Anyway, Conrad fatally shot himself as police and an NBC camera crew entered his home. An act that was captured by the filming crew. Oh. So footage is out there. Like, am I supposed to say boo-hoo? Exactly. Like, am I supposed to say boo-hoo? No, I'm supposed to say fuck you. Anyway. His estate sued Dateline for $105 million US, which was then settled out of court. Hansen stated that the show ended simply because it had run its course, though he later ran a Kickstarter campaign to relaunch the series. He searched for new broadcast venues for it. In 2016, a spiritual successor program titled Hansen vs. Predator. Hansen vs. Predator. That is the best name. Anyway, a spiritual successor program titled Hansen vs. Predator became a recurring segment on the program Crime Watch Daily, a syndicated television news magazine hosted by Hansen. Hansen vs. Predator is the same show, yeah. So, spiritual successor what? Anyway, what I was saying. Reruns of the Dateline segments are occasionally broadcast on MSNBC and NBC affiliates WTMJ in Milwaukee, KSHB in Kansas City, WBRE in Wilkes-Barre, have also produced local versions of To Catch a Predator. Hang on. What are you saying? And he currently has another show on True Blue, a streaming service he owns. Yep. Didn't know that, but that doesn't surprise me. Anyway. Various spin-offs have also aired in the same format, including To Catch a Con Man, To Catch an ID Thief, To Catch a Car Thief, and To Catch an Eyejacker, which featured iPod thieves. That doesn't even sound like... That sounds like the plot of an iCarly episode. I Catch a Thief. Anyway. To Catch a Predator is... To Catch a Wanderer, yep. Anyway. To Catch a Predator is also aired on FX and Crime and Investigation in the United Kingdom, the Crime and Investigation Network in Australia and New Zealand, and Fox Crime in Portugal. To Catch a Nit, yep. Hey, it's the... Alright. To Catch a Garden. I will reiterate, when he's finally not missing in action, I'm inviting him. To what? I don't know, but I'm inviting him to a cool party. Anyway. To Catch a Predator... Oh yeah, I guess I should go over the history of the program, just because this is that type of show. As I previously said, it began as a series of segments on Dateline NBC, premiering under the title Dangerous Web in 2004. To Catch a Dick Pic. Stop. Anyway. However, in its 4-year... To Catch a Color... Oh my god. There it is. I was wondering. Anyway. To Catch... Fuck. Anyway. During its 4 years of production, it grew to become the most popular segment on Dateline. Its cultural status under... Aw, you missed it. Oopsie. Anyway. What I was saying. I farted. Anyway, it grew to become a popular the most, well, yes, a popular, but it also grew to become the most popular, a little too hard, yep, anyway. It grew to become the most popular segment on Dateline. Its culture, and poo-poo comes out of your booty, yep, anyway. Its cultural status underlined by satirical references and parodies in other comedies such as The Simpsons, 30 Rock, and Conan O'Brien's opening sketch at the 57th Primetime Emmy Awards in 2006. What you say in here? And then Chris Hansen was in an extramarital affair. My God, you are filling this in tonight. But yeah, the show's host, Chris Hansen, clarified in an interview with NPR News that the suspects confronted on the show should be labeled properly as potential sexual predators and not as pedophiles. Anyway. They have a very specific definition, people who are interested in young person sex. Chris has a point. Well, yeah, he does have a point. I will admit. Did y'all see the pred that blamed the chat logs on his cup? Shut up! For some reason, I was thinking the window was open, and I was about to say, uh-oh. But that would be fun. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would be fun. Anyway. The show was... Okay. The first 2 investigations did not involve or include law enforcement officers on the site, and individuals caught in the sting were allowed to leave voluntarily. Though Dateline I don't know why I did. I'm just colorblind. I couldn't see the chat. I thought she was 18 and doggy. Anyway. The first 2 investigations did not include law enforcement officers on the site, and individuals caught in the sting were allowed to leave voluntarily. Though Dateline provided all video and transcripts and let me try that again. They provided all video and transcripts to law enforcement, and suspects were eventually arrested. Arrests are sometimes made in a dramatic fashion by multiple officers who, with tasers drawn, ambush the suspect and command him to lie face down on the ground before being handcuffed. The Church of Cod, yep. Anyway, in the Fort Myers investigation, A police officer in camouflage sometimes arrested the perpetrators as they left the sting house. Tasers are sometimes shown being used to subdue fleeing or nearly to unresponsive individuals. I'll never forget when the Pred says, "Are you her dad?" Jim Rouge was another good one. Yeah, anyway. The show was canceled in 2008. In an interview with Time magazine, Hansen stated that the show simply ran its course. Anyway, Skibbity Hansen, yep. But what about that motherfucking reception? And by motherfucking reception, I actually mean criticism. Because this show doesn't have a reception page, it has a criticism page. Oh yeah, that's how you know a show is good, when instead of reception, it just has straight up criticism. Anyway, the series was accused of making news rather than reporting news, blurring the line between being a news organization versus the agency of law enforcement. Among the more prominent critics of the series has been Brian Montepoli of the CBS News Public Eye blog. Sickos hated it. I mean, yeah. Anyway, and formerly of the Columbia Journalism Review. Montepoli argues that although Dateline NBC leaves legal punishment up to police and prosecutors, broadcasting the suspects on national television in the context of exposing criminal behavior is already a form of punishment which the media have no right to inflict. Montepoli also suggests that NBC News is more concerned about ratings than actually bringing online predators to justice. Anyway, but NBC is first and foremost a business, and the producers' motives are simply altruistic. Oh, read. Okay, sorry. Skibbity Hansen. Unless there was something else that you said, in which case YouTube probably, most definitely, deleted it. It's probably what happened. Anyway. Perhaps I'm being Skeet Hansen, yep. Perhaps I'm being cynical, but I find it telling that this program has been remade and rerun. Skeet Hansen is a YouTube channel. Didn't know that. Skeeter Gene. Anyway. But I find it telling that this program has been remade and rerun so often, you could argue that NBC is just making sure as many people as possible are aware predators are out there. But is it too much to think that a little thing called ratings might play a part as well? Okay. I miss anxiety. Anyway. I don't know what Anxiety Wars is, but anyway. Entrapment is a practice where a law enforcement agent... I miss my... toenail? Anyway. Entrapment is a practice where a law enforcement agent induces a person to commit a criminal offense that the person would have otherwise been unlikely or unwilling to commit. Wait, what? Tonsils. Oh. Well, from where I'm sitting, it looked like you said toenails. Just from where I'm sitting. So don't snap at me. Cleveland show mid. No, actually, that's Family Guy. He was a poacher with extreme anxiety, made for a great catch out. But nope, that is Family Guy, not the Cleveland show. Anyway, what I was saying. It can be used as a legal defense for actions committed by the government, but does not apply to investigative actions taken purely by a private organization. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest of that, but that basically sums up entrapment. And that pretty much sums up the criticism. Jesse had sex. No. Anyway. So I guess I can just go ahead and get to the review. So, I to catch a predator over the... with the go... Yep, you've caught on. Anyway. There's ball hair. Anyway. Okay, so I've seen plenty of clips and probably several episodes over the years of this show. Can I just say, it is... For a show called To Catch a Predator, you would expect it to be low-key pretty boring. And truth be told, in premise it kind of is. But honestly, it's entertaining. Maybe not something I'll find myself watching again and again and again. But I feel like most of the entertainment... Oh, so let me just say... Oh, I guess it's time for you to speak. So go ahead. I mean, you clearly have more experience in this department than I do, so go ahead. Speak your piece. Spit your shit, queen. What is going on with the audio? I see we have audio problems again. Keeps cutting in and out. Okay. Audio test. Is the audio working for the... Yeah. Also, hey, Spider. We're talking about To Catch a Predator. Now, on my end, the audio is fine. Sylv, is the audio good for you, or... I always have to clarify, there's nothing I can do about technical problems. Oh. Okay. I love how Hansen is never forceful and always leads these people... Hang on. Into a false sense of security and is always calm and reasonable. Everyone is ignoring her. Well, then that means the audio is just on your end. But, yeah, that does say it best about audio in and out. Yeah. Now, but that does say it best about Chris Hansen. He's really good at what he does there. He's really good at his job. Like, again, he doesn't just, like, forcefully throw these creeps immediately. Yeah, he's charming. He's really... He's really fuckable. But yeah. Oh, sorry, reloaded, buddy. All is well. Okay. Yeah, oh, yeah. Spider, I think, because Dave just reloaded and says it's fine, so you might want to refresh if you can. That might fix it. You should watch his Emmy skit. I've seen the one with Conan O'Brien. I have seen that one. If you mean when Conan hosted the Emmys, yes, I have seen that. Oh, normal now. Okay, good. But yeah, I've seen that skit, and I fucking love it. YouTube mobile sucks ass. Yep. Where Hansen gets a role reversal. Oh. Okay, that I do not recall, but what I'm thinking of... Okay, what I'm thinking... Discord, okay, Jesus Christ. Okay, what I'm okay, oh, fucking shit, okay. I'll read this in a minute, let me finish my original thought. Okay, what I'm thinking of is when Conan hosted the Emmys. Basically, he's in a sting where he's set up to win an Emmy. Okay, not the same skit I'm thinking of. So this must... Yeah, not the same skit I'm thinking of. So, basically, the skit I'm thinking of, again, it was when Conan O'Brien... It's hilarious. Okay, I'll have to look it up, but what I was saying. The skit that I'm thinking of, it was when Conan hosted the Emmys, and, you know, the whole bit is him jumping through different shows trying to get to the Emmys. Anyway, The last show, of course, is To Catch a Predator. And of course, he finds himself in the position of the Predator. It ends with him just running out of the Sting house onto the Emmys. That's the one I'm thinking of, which that one's also pretty funny too. Regardless of what you think of Conan, I know you're not super into him, but regardless of what you think of the guy, that skit's funny. Okay, now I would hate to radically change the subject, but Spider wants me to read something, so I'm going to read it. So this morning was interesting. Randomly, I thought about an old Five Nights at Freddy's knockoff I used to play back in around 2015. I wanted to see if I could find it. I saw a Reddit page where someone was asking if anyone knew about a teddy bear-like Five Nights at Freddy's game that was released in 2015. The game, I remember, had a teddy bear, so after looking through the page, a comment mentioned a game called Seven Nights at Buddy's. I looked it up, and it wasn't the game I was thinking of, but it was another game that I completely forgot about, but also used to play back then. Completely unintentional, but I'll gladly take it, but I still wanted the game I was thinking of. Luckily, I found an article written in 2015 titled Mobile Five Nights at Freddy's Knockoffs, and one of the first titles it mentions is Bearhaven. I knew immediately from name it was the one. I hadn't heard the name in a long time, and weirdly enough, it's still available in the App Store with 3 sequels, and the first one was uploaded 3 months ago. What were they thinking? Absolutely absurd. Damn. Knockoff products. Stay tuned. All right, now let me read this. 4-year-old virgin To Catch a Predator was almost funny, but then it was stupid. Or 41-year-old. Anyway, yeah, agree. Anyway, 41. I can't read. All right, fuck. Hanson went crazy. Hanson went crazy copyright striking a bunch of channels during COVID, took down a few channels. Did not know that was happening. Doesn't really surprise me, though. That just doesn't surprise me, honestly. But yeah, To Catch a Predator is such an absurd program. I don't mean absurd in a bad way, just absurd. Like, you wouldn't think it would be, but it is. Sorry if my commentary on it is like... No. Excuse me. Sorry if my... Oh. fchrishansen.gif. Yep. Sorry if my commentary on it is like 0. I'm kind of tired right now. But I still felt like, okay, the show must go on, so... yeah. I rate it 10. Yeah, well, I actually was gonna skip right to the rating, but His Cranston, yeah, okay. Or His Canson, yeah. On the topic of To Catch a Predator, we actually have some juicy news, but I rate the fact it was canceled a 0, yeah. On the topic of Chris Hansen, we actually have some juicy news about somebody who used to be highly beloved. So, I'm sure we all know the program Impractical Jokers, correct? I'm just getting my shit ready. Alright, I'm sure we know Impractical Jokers. I know of it. Okay. Anyway, for those who maybe don't know what Impractical Jokers is, Impractical Jokers is a true TV series, later TBS series, about 4, later 3 lifelong friends who subject each other to often embarrassing challenges and stunts. What does it say? Sickos get a 0, early Chris gets a 9. Yeah, Anyway, there's a pretty good reason why I bring up Impractical Jokers right now. So around I want to say it was 2020 or 2021 when Joe Gatto left Impractical Jokers abruptly. Now, Joe was on the program from day one. He was a part of the friend group, Sal, Joe, Q, and Murr. He was a part of the group, the Tenderloins, that started the show. Anyway, his absence from the show was abrupt. There was no send-off, there was no farewell. He just kind of suddenly left. Ped Joe. Ha ha! Anyway. What I was saying. Now, I didn't really think too much of it at first, other than the fact that they didn't really give him a proper send-off. But then I noticed something. Various episodes featuring Joe in compromising positions were pulled, both from HBO Max and from airing. So they don't air on True TV anymore, or TBS, and these episodes are also not on HBO Max. This is why they didn't have a good send-off. I'm getting there. Anyway, but nobody knew why that was. Oftentimes people distance themselves from head Joes, yep. Well, some news came out about Joe. Oh, God. So, head Joe, yep. So, let's get to it. Alright. Impractical Jokers star Joe Gatto. Those chats were a joke for the show. Ped Jose. Anyway, Impractical Jokers star Joe Gatto faces sexual harassment allegations. The comedian denies the claims. Joe Gatto has been accused of sexually harassing TikToker Juicy B in 2023 when she was 19 years old. The claim received attention when she posted a video on March 20th and an additional video where Juicy B gave details about the unfortunate incident. According to Marca, 19 is fair game. No! Anyway, according to Marca, Juicy B posted a video stating, I got sexual... Well, I mean, isn't horrible, but it gets worse. I know you're probably looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? No. It gets worse. Juicy B posted a video stating, I got sexually harassed or assaulted. Even 18 isn't. You're not wrong, but please let me finish. Please let me finish. I got sexually assaulted by Joe Gatto, the Impractical Joker. But anything lower, get the fuck out. Well, I do agree. Anyway. Later, she posted a video stating all the details where she mentioned the night of September 2023 in Milwaukee. But yes, I do agree with what you just said. Now, anyway, here's the context. In the video, she explained that they met at a restaurant on the night he was going to perform, where they asked for a photograph. Later in the day, she asked for a free ticket for his comedy show on Instagram, where he allegedly gave her 2 free tickets and 2 meet and greet tickets. Okay, so far so good. Oh, that's really where that article ends. Okay, fuck. Oh, wait, never mind. Never mind. I thought that it just cut off there, but never mind. Anyway, alright. The incident. Meet and greet. Yeah, anyway. So far so good. Tempting fate. It gets worse. Alright. Further in the video, she expressed how she attended the show alone, took a picture with him, and went home. However, when the TikToker was in an inebriated state, Gatto allegedly started texting her. Later, Joe gave her instructions to reach the hotel Meat like tube steak. Yeah, anyway. Later, Joe read. Oh, Jesus. I'm trying to read this to you guys. Oh, meat and feet. Oh, my God. I swear, I look away for 2 seconds. Anyway. Later, Joe gave her instructions to reach the hotel where she said, somebody led me to the elevator and somebody was on the feet. I know, feet. Anyway. Somebody was on the meat and feet, sweaty feet. Okay, please let me finish. Anyway, somebody was on the elevator with me and pressed the button. After stating that stuff happened, she showed a picture of her leaving the hotel at 2:26 a.m. on September 9th. Can you tell what happened? Can you guys tell what happened yet? Anyway. In a statement given to page 6, Gatto... No, I don't. Okay. When she was inebriated, Joe gave her... Okay, when the TikToker was inebriated, Joe gave her instructions to reach the hotel. Okay? Somebody led me to the elevator, and somebody was on the elevator with me and pressed the button. After stating that... Sex. Yep, exactly. Sex happened. She sucked him off and regretted it. Oh, no. No. In a statement given to page 6, Gatto revealed that while he might have made a poor judgment which resulted in a violation of his trust of beloved people, she felt super bad. Please, super bad. Oh, yeah, we haven't talked about super bad yet. Anyway, which resulted in a violation of the trust of his beloved people, he wouldn't assault anyone. He wouldn't assault anyone. Yeah, the picture says otherwise. Yeah. Great transition gas, yeah. I wouldn't assault anyone. Yeah, sure you would. Assaults her, yeah. There is a picture. Okay. Okay, yeah. Here's the picture of the conversation. Jesse, I wouldn't assault. Stop! Anyway, here's the picture of Joe texting her. Assaults sir. Anyway, here's the conversation. Unless you're Mexican. Stop. That's funny, but stop. Anyway, here's the DMs that Joe sent her. If you can't do the press the button for me trick to get to 7, I'll come down and not get out of the elevator. You just get in. Let me know when you get there. Oh, the DMs, they got leaked. Anyway, the TikToker released a photo of what Joe did. Sexo, yep. Anyway, the TikToker released a photo of what Joe did. Says here, probably going to get taken down, but here's what he did with his teeth. That's what Joe did with his teeth to her. You see that? As actual proof that what happened. Ouch, he bit her. Yeah, he bit her. Apple bottom, yep. We haven't done anything. We were just Joeing. Yeah, anyway, jeans. Apple bottom jean gray. Anyway. But you know what makes it even worse? No, really. You know what Joe bitten, yep. You know what makes it just 10 times fucking worse? Some ladies like that. She doesn't. And it was not consensual. Anyway. You know what makes it 10 times fucking worse? Good one, guys. Anyway. Guess what? He was married at the time. He had a wife and kids. He was married. Whoa, Shadow, that isn't consent. I love how you're just not taking this remotely serious. I mean, good on you for lightening the mood around here. I appreciate that, but oh my God. Lucky fell. Oh my God. I feel like if I got sexually assaulted, y'all two would just point and laugh. But anyway. No, but, yeah. So you not only bit a... Whoa, Joe, you can't fuck around your... Thank you. But yeah, so not only did he kind of cheat on his wife there, but he bit somebody while they were inebriated. Yeah, whoa, Jesse, you can't just be sexually assaulted, Gat. Oh my god. But yeah, that's really bad. And suddenly, it makes perfect sense why. Seems like you think cheating is worse than sexual. No, both are bad. Both are really bad. Suddenly colored. Oh my god, could you take this shit remotely serious? But yeah, so suddenly it makes perfect sense why Joe left in Practical Jokers. Sexual assault is worse, but both are bad. Exactly. And considering that he did both at the same time, that is really bad. It's worth noting, by the way, that Joe got a divorce soon after this. A 2-for-1. Yep, exactly. That's a joke I'll allow. You know, I get that Joe... I want a divorce from Jesse. You now have a divorce. Anyway, you know, I get that Joe has not been on the show in years, but I don't know how they can recover from that. Which one was Joe, the skinny guy? Joe was the one with, like, the gray hair that always looked low-key tight. Get Bill in here. Oh, no. No, but Joe was the one with the... Joe was, like, the fat one with, like, the gray hair that, like, always low-key looked tired. Lose. Anyway, but yeah. But yeah, that's, Fat Joe. Oh, God. Nose. Oh, my God. But yeah, I just felt like that was tangentially related. So look, Chris Hansen has a new predator to catch. Joe Gatto, coming soon to a Chris Hansen near you. So, yeah, just felt like throwing that in there. I think this might actually be... But what do you rate the show? Ah, glad you asked. Anyway, ignoring the fact that Joe Gatto is a fucking creep and I wish he would rot in hell, despite all the amazing moments he's given us. Seriously, you need to rot in hell, my guy. That's not okay. I'm going to give the show a 9. Maybe a 10. But I'm leaning more towards 9. And the fact that it got canceled gets a 0. And I'm going to give Sexual Assault a negative 9 million. You heard that right. Sexual Assault doesn't even get a 0. It gets a negative 9 million. Is this To Catch a Predator, or I don't even know. Horny Jess. No, I'm not. Jess is horny for horse butt. Bold of you to assume that's the weirdest thing about me. Bold of you to assume that. How does this make you feel when we discuss the show? Well, nah, but in all seriousness, I like discussing it, but it makes her feel PS3 intro K. Just slip in the letter K, why don't you? Although, strangely enough, I think K is a perfectly valid response. Anyway, are y'all ready to glow? What you saying? Not, a perfectly valid response would be, I play sauce, or :3 face. By the way, this is me petting my nuclear bomb. Blow? I'm not sure if I'm up for that. I'm not sure if I'm up to blow up tonight. Hey, how many cunts does it take to change a light bulb? Oh, that many. It takes that many cunts to change a light bulb. I'm down. Okay, now. Okay, horny. Why don't you take my seat for one? Oh, too loose lit. One sock cutter, he cuts socks. Two cock. Yep. One sock cutter, he cuts socks. Two sock cutters, he. It'll be legal, yeah. Listen to the PS3 work overtime. That bitch is so glad that it doesn't know what RTX is, because if it did, it would probably explode. Oh, that's the first time I've seen what's-his-face from Ninjago show up. Feels like the oh. The fuck you saying? Okay. I really just need the fucking Xavier wheelchair. Okay, what you saying? 2 pigs, 1 chicken, and a biscuit in his mama's butt. Yep. Ninjago jump scare. I love how Bart. I love how Bart. Yes, I too. I too love how Bart. The Lego Ninjago movie. Stay tuned Tuesday. Oh yeah, I've been meaning to cover the rest of the Ninjago. Or well, yeah, Ninjago. Fuck. I've been meaning to cover the rest of the Lego verse. I've been meaning to do that. We need a horror movie soon, please. Yeah, we need a good horror movie, because, like, fuck. After Leprechaun 1 and 4, I don't know if I can handle more disappointingly mid. Shit, if you want pure delight, take a gander over my shoulder. This is what pure delight looks like. Alien will be Wednesday. Oh, goody. Like, looky here. This is what delight looks like. This is the sunny delight. Fuck you, E.T. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself in the fucking bitch. You fucking foreskin ass looking cunt. Why do you hate E.T.? I don't know. I just thought beating the shit out of E.T. was funny. This is what my delight looks like. No, not Dr. Wait. No, Dr. Wait. Anyway. I actually don't hate E.T. I just think beating the shit out of E.T. is funny. Yeah. Also, we got 3 out of the 5 keystones. phone is clearly fucking with me right now. Oh, wait, let's say Jesse hates E.T. Jesse hates E.T. because he looks autistic. I already got Jesse on one soon. Yep. Also, can you review a cult sometime since you did to... Okay, oh, wait. Raw! Okay, sorry. Dr. How? Dr. When? Dr. What? You still haven't done that church cult. Oh, yeah, I still haven't. Although I'm also totally drunk. Scientology, stay tuned. Scientology. Tom Cruise from the hit Religion. Let's see if the phone light fixes that. Okay, there we go. Alright, now what you saying, bitch? Butch Hartman, stay tuned. Battlefield Earth will cover Scientology. Yep. Y'all ever wanted to see Wild Style upskirts? Bye. Okay, I guess you're leaving now. So, I mean, it's fitting that you leave as they all depart. Butch hates the ASDs. Legacy, yep. Oh, look, we're flying. We're zooming. Where are we zooming to? Oh, fuck, it's plastic. Die. Oh, look, the Batmobile decided to do a sick trick for us. Listen to that. I don't know how well it's coming off on camera, but listen to the PSP do cartwheels. And of course, right as I pointed out, it stops. But there it is. Alright, let's say, watch me play games after I review one To Catch a Predator episode. I mean, that pretty much sums up Wonder After Dark. I usually review the topic and then I move on to something totally unrelated as if I didn't just do all that. I mean, I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm just saying, like, that sums up this show pretty nicely. Like, you shitheads know I'm right. Just making sure I didn't miss anything over there. Don't touch my stuff, he says. I remember last time I tried this mission, some of the micromanagers just decided not to appear. really couldn't. Okay, just making sure I didn't miss anything over here. Okay, no, I did not. Okay, 9 out of 10. So 1 remaining. Oh, damn it. There's one more micromanager, and I cannot find it. Where did it go? Oh. Oh, there it is. I was wondering where you were. There we go. There we go. Oh, I completely forgot. I completely forgot. Oopsie daisy, the funny image. Leave it to me to somehow forget. Anyway, time for the funny image. How could I forget? How could I forget? Okay, I'm gonna go turn this on because it's getting hot in this room. There. Anyway, back to me just kind of fucking around for a few minutes. Of course. There we go. Of course. Oops. Studs are just everywhere. Of course. Die. Whoopsie doodle. Okay, so there now. I love how Bricksburg in the actual Lego movie is depicted as this like vast cityscape, while in Dimensions it's just this little patch of nothing. I mean, I get why it is, consistent with the other adventure worlds in the game, but I just think that's incredibly amusing. Nope, not gonna touch you, Benny. Let's see what else there is to do around here. Where's the... Oh, there's the remote. Okay, there we go. Ah. Never mind. I got more time to kill. We'll go to one more adventure world. And then I'll just wrap it up for tonight. Because I guess this was always going to be a shorter episode anyway. Wait for that to load. We'll just play through this real quick and then I'll wrap up for tonight. Yep, there we go. I love how all the Lego movie world is just all pristine. The DC world is just in ruins. I mean, to be fair though, that about sums up the state of DC Comics quite nicely. Actually, about sums up the state of DC perfectly. Like, practically. Batmobile just isn't showing up, so let's fix that. There we go. Don't know why it wasn't showing up at first, but okay, there we go. Funny. This is like what Dr. Seuss would imagine the DC universe looking like. Scratch that, that just looks like a bewildering mess. I love just beating the shit out of everything. Oh. That just went down to 0 views. I guess I just bored everyone. Shit. Oh, never mind, went back up to 1. Classic YouTube messing with the numbers. Classic YouTube. Nope. What did we learn today? Well, I was actually about to ask that question, but I was just dicking around just a little bit longer. Well, anyway, I think I'm done there. Alright. Sorry if this episode was like 50% To Catch a Predator and then the remaining 50% just me fucking around in a good old-fashioned Lego game. But yeah, what did we learn today? Or tonight, whatever. Just what did we learn? Just what did we learn? What did, oh. F-sickos, that's what I gathered from it. Yeah, I'd say that's about what we learned tonight. I'd say that's about what we learned. Anyway, come back tomorrow night for when we review another Pokemon movie. And then Monday when we revisit. Yeah, I think that's a good note to end on. Okay, yeah, that pretty much covers it. I guess this was always going to be a shorter episode, but then again, it's nice to do these shorter ones every now and again. By the way, I'm inside your walls, but will I elaborate further? Nope. Because, if Tyler was here, he'd say something sweet about you, and Gas would not elaborate more. You would be correct. But anyway, I've said enough. But for now, that's all the time we have for tonight. But always remember, eat your cereal, go to bed, to be continued. God made you special and he loves you very much. If you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Good night, and